Hello, everyone, and let's deeply inhale. And I want you to exhale slowly. And now, in your mind, I want you to imagine a bunion and inhale. And as you inhale, the bunion gets beefier and beefier, shinier and shinier. And as you exhale, the bunion shrinks down, becoming gnarled and ashy. Inhale, shiny and beefy. Exhale, gnarled and ashy. And inhale, shiny and beefy bunion. And exhale, ashy and gnarled bunion. And back to center. I hope that exercise calmed everyone down, got everyone ready. It's 9:34 in the morning, and I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a tranquil morning, that it's going to be a good, productive work day. But you know who didn't have a good, productive work day? Ashley Darby's Lies. Ashley Darby has been on this press tour telling everyone will listen what Monique's children said. She talks about Monique's children more than Monique. That's something I think needs to be addressed. Instead of Chris Samuels sending Monique cease and desists, he needs to send those to Ashley Darby, who's got his kids in her mouth like she was dating him. But let's get to my notes about what these lies mean for the franchise. Because now that Monique has come out and said, let me clear Stacy of any wrongdoing or any undue duress or undue subjugation for rumors that she was doing something untoward with my husband and telling my kids I was filming with them. And again, Monique, if Stacy's around your kids but you don't know her, that's an issue with Chris Samuels, not with Monique. That's a y'all's divorce issue. That's not a Monique's character issue. But already, but you know they love to go after somebody's marriage. So if they can accuse Stacy of being a cheater and try to mess up Stacy's happy home so that she'll need that check and they get to bully her, they'd be happy about that. Exactly. I am not Sheila's mistake. And that's how we start our day. I feel also like when something like this happens after the reunion, where we spent all reunion, talking about Stacy and Chris, and oh, well, I do have a receipt right here. All of that was for what? Because Ashley's beefy, shiny bunions and Giselle's ashy and gnarled bunions and the rings on her neck. I don't know if her neck thinks it's Saturn or not, but they wanted to get together and lie on a woman to harm her yet again. This type of behavior smacks of Kenya Eunice more. Not Summer, Eunice. Because that's a Eunice if I've ever seen one. Very Eunice. Very Eunice. However, I'm proud of Monique for not being moved to anger, but the fact that she said, I don't know why all these daggers are coming out for you. Monique, how can you forget how you got off the show? Because the daggers were always coming for you. It's Flotsam and fucking Jetsam. How can you forget the stunts these heifers have pulled? You know their game. You don't know why these daggers are coming for Stacy. Production and Gizelle, production and Gizelle, production and Gizelle. How do you not know? I know, and I'm not on the show. They egged you into that damn fight. Just so happened Ashley was in the pisser. Girl, boom. So you didn't get moved to anger, but you could still be hoodwinked too quickly. The fact that you had to put out a statement after the show and go on and clear her name. You're too quick to believe Ashley. Ashley ain't your friend. Do you now realize the only reason that you were brought back on the show was so that you could have a reaction because Stacy was supposedly with your ex-man? That's the only reason you were brought here, is so that Ashley would have something to do. That heifer ain't your friend. She ain't your friend. And I don't know what to tell you. Good morning, Portland, Oregon. This is why Ashley is up for elimination. But yet again, at the end of the season, we're finding out new information that should have been shared or not lied about all season. So the whole season, y'all was trying to get cookie. Everybody get your finger out. Get your finger out. We've got a point of that cookie. I can't believe we're talking about Cookie. I mean, Stacy is so vindicated and so right. And this is so nasty and so rude. Get your fingers out for Cookie. I cannot, because I just realized you trifling harpies have lied and manipulated all. I am so. Monique realized them girls did it again. With the help of production, they get it again. And that's what they do. When you come on new, it's all about the hazing. Now, Jazelle is more on her Lisa Vanderpump. She knows, okay, now I can't be seen too hateful. Everybody's tired of that. But you behind the strings, puppeteering, and production is with you. But I don't know who got fired. But somebody ain't on Giselle's side no more, because that moment of embarrassment, that wasn't just embarrassed, that was embarrassed. That was thorough. That was a shot fired across Bravo. That let each and every housewife know. Don't get too comfortable. Kyle, 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 pack your shit. However, I'm tired of a season of Ashley Darby's weak lies. And we have watched, and we've watched Ashley Darby wonder Monique and try to get her back on the show. Now she's trying to get Charisse on the show just so you have something to talk about. Why don't you bring that cotton ball headed tenderoni you was hunching on the show? He was good enough to get on damn Love Hotel. Go on and make your showmance your romance. At least you'd have something interesting to talk about. Then bring your Gollum back and let's see how your co parenting goes. Let's see your reality. Or maybe you do want to date Chris Samuels since you're so concerned with the going ons of his groin. You want to know what's gone in the groin. Why do you care where Chris Samuels slings his schlong or places his penis? Why? The people need to know. And you don't have an answer because you don't have a life. That's why you don't have an answer. You don't have a life. Gonna embarrass the one little plot line you did have. And then Gizelle, you didn't have a package. Yet you had the nerve to comment on Stacy's performance. You didn't have a performance. You got a zero. A zero. You didn't turn in the assignment. The work that you did was not adequate enough to be graded. But how many times are we gonna watch you haze somebody? Again, it's Kenya Moore. And I'm getting tired. But Ashley creating plot lines, I'm so glad Monique put this out to embarrass you. And so that if nobody else does, I will point out that you lied all season, that you tried to get her children involved all season, that you were doing everything you could instead of having a life, instead of sharing your life, instead of being interesting, instead of raising your children. You had to get in Stacy and Chris's business. You had to get in Chris and Monique's business. You are not a friend of Monique. You don't need to be a friend to the show. And we don't need you or Gizelle running around trying to create storylines when we're supposed to watch your reality. Where is your reality? You want to be so hard on Stacy, but you ain't got shit to show. And incomplete. Monique ain't worried about them 300 pounds. When Gizzard said, my girls are in college, let's talk about that. And Andy said, let's not, because we don't care about them children. Andy said, look, if they want to go to work, put them on Next Gen NYC or shut that neck. Shut that neck right up. She don't talk out the side of her neck. She talks out the rings. Oh, but I have to say, Monique, for somebody who runs a Not for Lazy Moms brand, and for you not to know how your children know who Stacy is, and for all of this to be a rumor, it's giving lazy mom. It's giving I don't know where my children are. But I'll tell you what, and I'll tell you who. You couldn't. My mother would know who I was talking to and why I was talking to, especially adults. So I believe your kid too. I believe your kid was fed information by Chris, who gave it, who got it from Cookie, who heard it from Kiana, because they trying to get Cookie a damn flute. Also, too many desperate heifers are trying to get flutes back on Potomac. The Rangs. Grace should be on Next Gen along with Alora. They go to school in the South, so I don't know. Maybe they'll have a Next Gen Atlanta, but I think she goes to Florida. Well, those two girls go to Florida. Thank you, Jessica. I just hope that Chris, I mean, maybe either Chris and Ashley need to start hunching, and maybe Ashley will do that. Ashley, you know what? Since you're so desperate for a storyline, why don't you start fucking Monique's husband? You are so desperate and you care so much about what's going on in his growing. You care so much about his crotch. You're so invested. Why don't you fuck him? You ain't got nothing else to do. And Lord knows you lay it low and spread it wide, wide as your forehead. Why don't you throw your bunions in the air like you just don't care and give it up? Turn it loose. That, yeah, I would say this. I would at least respect you for going for the gusto. Nobody would care though, because young or old, a hoe gone hoe. Chris isn't the right hue for Ashley. I, I mean, she said she wanted mature and money, and he's on the market. Not to, put them bunions to Jesus and get to work if you need a storyline so damn bad. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Thank you, our Baltimore. They refuse to show their lives. I mean, when we really think about Ashley and Gizelle and Kay conspiring, because Monique was always like, I feel like this is some bullshit. I know you girls. I need a little check right now, so I'm gonna come back. But she always had the I feel like this is some bullshit. And I'm like, they ran you off the show. You should know. You should know it's some bullshit. But you still got a blind spot in your accountability too. So it's okay. I can accept it. But I am tired of being lied to all season long by Gizelle and by Ashley and Kay. That every kiss don't begin with you. I can tell you that. Looking at life through a photo, through a frame, instead of living it. Looking in that picture. I mean, what picture do you put in there? A picture for is that for when you two get engaged finally? Oh, hold on. I got a question for you. I'm taking bets. I'm taking bets. I got $5 hard on Kay and Greg. Is his name Greg? I always call him the fat ankle father. Breaking up after pickup letters go out and she gets dropped by Bravo. Dropped by Bravo. Dropped by Bravo. Is that what's going to happen? I'd just like to know because I believe they will not last. If she comes back next season, the engagement pressure's on. We're going to be like, okay, y'all have been together too long, so he's going to have to marry her. I mean, maybe they're holding out for a Bravo wedding since, they probably can't afford one. Well, maybe she could get a lab grown diamond, but even a decent sized lab grown diamond will be expensive. But I could see him going a lease purchase route. You could lease purchase a lab grown diamond, right? You could rent it. I'm sure you could find a decent stone and rent it. And then it's not like anybody's going around with a jeweler's loop. So, you could put some moissanite in there and play the game. Oh, the picture frame had a note in it. And do you know what the note didn't say? Will you marry me? I wouldn't care about what the note said if the note didn't say that. The note better say, will you fucking marry me? That's what the note better say. And there better be a box taped to the back of the frame. The ring won't mean a thing. No. Cubic zirconium. Ooh, I had a cute little cubic zircon on when I was wearing Wendy's ring. It's so sad Wendy's going to be in prison for the upcoming season. Prison. Karen was just in jail, but Wendy's graduated to prison. Ah, not having to shit publicly is such a privilege. I can see her being a forever fiance. I can see her being an eternal fool because she's wasting the best years of her life and her thighs on a fat ankled father who doesn't want a fiance. And I mean, also, the man just got out of a marriage with kids. Why do you want to be, why do you want to turn the rebound into a ring? Look at him. To put your contacts in some damn Windex and look at him. What are you not thinking? You know what? Maybe Kay is like, well, I'm gonna spend more time with him old than young. So let me just go on and get the older model now and see if I can deal with this Cutlass Supreme. Cause he got a cut. He old Cutlass Supreme kind of man. Oldsmobile, Studebaker. He got a Studebaker face, but sits on his back. Greg's ex-wife is still taking him to court. She not gonna marry him anytime soon. Well, I would say that's sad, but if she wants to throw her life away, I can't help her. Studebaker, a Bonneville, Pinto, a rebound into a ring. That's what she's trying to do. She is trying to go from a rebound into a ring. And Ashley tried to turn a bunion into a. Oh my God, Ashley, why did you could have had your bunions taken care of on the show? If you was gonna get new titties and name them, why can't you fuck with your feet? They already got names left and right. You had a whole plot line you missed out on, taking care of your bunions. Oh my God. You could have gotten a human feet. Human feet. That's not important to you. You want to walk around on a talon like a chicken, like a velociraptor? How do you put on a heel? Is that why you're always in a strappy sandal so that you can just kind of push it through? Grand Marquis. Yeah, he old Grand Marquis. Okay, baby, I have news for you. You're never going to get it. And why do you want it? That would be my nightmare, to wake up next to an unattractive man with 3 children. Oh, you can't even inherit. He doesn't have shit to offer or shit to show. But there you go in his condo. I'm seeing her put her foot on the counter. Bunions and no rings. Oh my. Thank you, Janice. Thank you, Bunions and no rings. Not a house, condo. And I wish Kay would have given me a reason to be happy for her. Kay is a waste of an accident. And let me tell you why. To come on this show as a friend of, and then get domed, and you basically have Bravo by the balls. So you come on the show, and rather than showing up and showing out, you fritter, you fizzle, you flop. You flop. I mean, belly flop, slap into the pool. It's awful. You've made us say, okay, all the goodwill we had for you for getting your head cracking, like, okay, yeah, 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 get on. Get on. You've proven you can't do the job. And that's embarrassing, because we have given you season after season. I think we could bring Angel back, because she's got something to prove. With you, we know you've shown us who you are, and we believe you. We just don't want to see it on our television. Kier in her beautiful gowns, and the gowns weren't even that beautiful. Took a punch and flopped. Beauty and nice clothes. You know what? Because none of us want to watch a black woman that beautiful lose. You've got everything life requires, but you still laid down with a fat ankled father of three college tuitions in a condo, in a condo, in a condo. And it's just, we don't want to watch cautionary tales. Otherwise, we look at 16 and pregnant. She sat there hugging that frame, and we sat here shaking our heads like aunties. Just the poor baby. The poor baby. And we'd all been through. I mean, I've never been that stupid, but I've been stupid. We all have. It's a rite of passage. But you grow out of it and you never go back. And to see somebody at 38 with just such low standards. 3 children, at 3 children, you should have said, "Ooh, I can't be around your hot carbon dioxide." 3 kids. He needs to find somebody else with 3 kids and be a Brady Bunch. Like, should, what about Tia? I have an idea, a creative exercise that I would like to do about Tia. So I will reveal that later. But there is something coming and you will get to know my thoughts. Humming to the Lord. How old are the kids? If we still talking about them, they a damn problem. If you still got child support, it's a motherfucking issue. So they too young and won't be too old too quick. Greg looked like he has 30-year-old. Oh, but then we wouldn't be talking about him. And he does. He does. Like a Chrysler LeBaron. Like a Chrysler LeBaron. A Ford Temper. What about Tia? What about Tia? Okay. You know what? I'm going to do my next video on Tia. I think we've said all we have to say here. I want to get to Tia. I want to get to Tia. So I'll see you soon for Tia.